Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, hello, world. So, Ken was hoping to just start right at 9:15. Obviously, we're a few minutes late, but well, technically we started the stream. It went live, but we didn't sit down in front of the camera until then. If you are unfamiliar though with this channel or who Spooky is, this is Spook and Beast. You're coming in on its first co-working stream, and It's not sure why it feels like more nervous about this. Maybe because this one's a little bit going to be a little bit more technical because we have to use commands to control the Pomodoros timer and the interactive task list. But we also we're just a little bit behind. We don't know, guys. We woke up at like 6 a.m. Tried to go back to sleep, couldn't do it. Ken is tired, yo. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna is try to get the task list going, but we have to remember how it works. Because we tested it before and we have not uh, actually used it yet, but this is how it's set up. So let's see here. It's pretty sure you can do help exclamation mark help. Yep, there you go. And then there, as you can see there on the screen, the available commands kind of come up. So to add, you do exclamation mark task and then put your task in brackets. So Spooky has quite a few things that it needs to get done this morning, and it's not sure it's going to be able to do all of it, but we're going to add a few tasks. So make bed. There we go. And now you can see, oh, well, maybe we didn't need to put it in brackets. So task, make bed. We did kind of want to do light makeup today, so we're going to do light makeup. Let's see if this works. Yes. Okay, so you don't have to do brackets. And gosh, we had quite a few things. Now, what did we do with our phone? The other thing Ken was thinking about was maybe shortening the Pomodoros timer. Either doing less timers, so we have maybe 4. That would give us 2, 4, 6, 8. That would be like an hour and 20, not including the breaks between. We do like 5-minute breaks, but then we need to remember how to actually like edit that. So we're gonna go poking around in our overlays. Was it the task list? Or was it, how are we streaming this in? We forget. Y'all have to forgive us as we try to figure this out. But it's this is our first co-working stream. So we're thinking right now maybe an hour and 20 of solid work with 5-minute breaks between should still come in under. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Kaisi Dreki. Thank you very much. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome to the clan. Now it's going to feel kind of foolish. Yes, this is Rarity. And she is absolutely delighted to be here, darling. This is our favorite pony. She is our precious, precious jewel. Sorry, you unlocked the Rarity impression. We are going to try and pull up the GitHub for the timer because Ken can't remember how to change, because we don't want to do six timers. We want to do 4. We want to make sure that the times between are going to be 5-minute breaks each. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we actually read a lot of fan fiction to our kids. So Ken reads in the voices as much as it can. And it feels like it manages an okay Twilight, an okay Applejack, but it's always been pretty proud of its Rarity. And actually, its Pinkie Pie is really pretty good too. But it won't blow everybody's eardrums out right now. Right now, we are trying. There it is. Pretty sure this was the timer we used, or maybe not. Maybe this wasn't it. We're professionals. We know what we're doing. Sorry, we were just kind of like hoping to just be like, yeah, we'll just launch straight into it. But then we realized, well, we need to actually change the timer before we start. For anybody who is interested in joining us, though, please go ahead and feel free to jump in. Just do exclamation mark help, and then that will give commands there on how to add to the task list. Ken is going to be the only one that can control the actual timer, though. But so let's see here. And also, unfortunately, to anybody who might be watching on Kick or YouTube, the interactive task list, the commands only seem to work on Twitch. We're sorry about that. It's kind of just a limitation of working with Stream Elements, it seems. They seem to only really care about you know, Twitch. So let's see here. It looks like we have to find a file. It seems like this is streaming straight from our desktop, which the benefit of that is that we have less of a delay, pretty sure. Okay, so is the configure JS. Oh, duh. We need to open it with Notepad. Okay. Oh, right. And then they do seconds. Let's see here. Because it's horrible at math. 300 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. Stream Elements is very Twitch leaning. It's not terrible because we are trying to focus Twitch mostly. We're just multi-streaming because of trying to get more reach, but yeah. 300 seconds, 2 minutes. Okay, so we already are at 5. Cool. So we're going to change it down to 4. And that should be okay. All right, great. Now, it's gonna have to, unfortunately, have to get back up, and we're gonna go get our phone because our phone had all the things that we wanted to work on today. So 1 second. Okay. Great. We're gonna have to make our phone be quiet. Don't know why we're so nervous. It's unusual that it's because we had to look up the commands. That's why we feel bad that we couldn't just launch straight into it. But this is the first time we're doing this, so we're gonna forgive ourselves. Here we go. We're gonna get our task list set up. So we need to respond to messages. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. Didn't know that it was going to do that. Oh, okay. So if you do commas, it'll separate those into separate tasks, which is good to know because then that'll make it easier to type stuff in. But also, now we have to clear those. Delete. Delete 3, 4, and 5. Hello there, Whippersnapper. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the clan. Absolutely love that, guys. Thank you so much for that support. Oh, thank you, Kaisi Dreki. Yeah, we're kind of happy with that one. It kind of managed to fit the vibe. We didn't have to do anything crazy complicated for it. We're pretty sure that it came from Stream Elements, maybe, but we can't remember. Sorry, we're trying to delete some accidental ads here. So let's see here. Can we do delete 3, 4, and 5? Will that work? We didn't. As you can see, we've really played with this. Okay, there we go. Task. So, respond to messages. Clear inbox. Let's see here. Fix chatbot. Not sure if we're going to get that one in. Let's do read book. Let's do something mild, but kind of enriching. There we go. So, to anybody who is interested, you can just do !task and then put your tasks, whatever it is that you want to add. If you do commas, it will treat those as individual tasks, which is something that Kin just learned. So, but also, if you need to remember or be reminded, as Kin often does, how to work this thing, just do !help, and that'll do it. However, Kin is the only one that can control the timer right now. So, we're going to look up the commands for the timer. We're going to start. And don't feel bad if, we're in the middle of the timer and you end up adding stuff in. That's cool. But Kin's just going to go ahead and kind of launch into it because we're already 15, 20 minutes past our scheduled start time. So, we're kind of thinking at this point, whoever wanted to join will join. And honestly, if you're too shy, you don't need to worry about it. We're friendly to lurkers. Just work alongside with the timer. Also, Kin will be the only one that can hear the timer. So we're going to try and stay at the desk this whole time. But the only time we're going to get up is to go make the bed. And then we're going to come back and we're going to literally just do our makeup here and then take care of the other things that we need to work on. So with that, we are going to officially start our session. And perhaps we should put on, let's put on some music. Let's put on some music in the background. We don't have one yet. Also, we need were we having the wrong mic on? We were having the wrong mic on, you guys. How embarrassing. Okay, now the correct mic is on. You guys can hear it a lot better, can you? It is so embarrassed. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. We're okay. It's kind of funny, though, because the other mic is a dynamic mic, so that's why probably you guys were still able to hear it. But this is the mic that was supposed to be on. So sorry about that. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and pull up some. Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's this mic. We got this mic for when we're doing co-op gameplay with our husband on Sunday nights, but this one. So this one is the cardioid mic, and then that one's a dynamic mic. So like the way that they capture sound is different. Like this one has a wider cone, and that one's supposed to have a narrower cone. But maybe because we turned up the mic gain on that the other day, it was able to hear us. So hey, that's cool. We're cool with it. We like it, Kaisi. All right. Well, anyway, so back what we were doing. We are easily distracted. Did we mention we have ADHD? Oh, speaking of, we need to take our medication. You know, let's do chill. There we go. This sounds good. Okay. So that should be coming up. Apparently, we actually had a thing configured for like co-working background music, but or is it? It's not. It shouldn't be playing right now. Oh no, that's the animated background. Never mind. So there, we're all set. We're all locked in, y'all. We got the music. We got the timer set up. It should be set up. We wonder if maybe we need to update it. Let's see here. If the timer doesn't, let's see. Is there a way to refresh it? There we go. Okay, we just had to refresh it in OBS. So now it's showing 4. So we're good. So going back to the timer. All right, let's go for it. We're going to go ahead and start it. And we're going to get up just for a second to go make the bed. We will mute our mic and try to remember to turn our mic back on when we come back. But we're going to mute our mic and we will kind of stay off of the mic for the duration of this timer to help with the focus. Just kind of listen to the vibes, the music, and everybody can chill. Okay? So we're going to start right now. Finally, we're going to stop saying we're going to start. We're going to just do it. We turned that off by accident. We didn't mean to. All right, we're going to turn our mic off for realsies. All right. That was our first timer. Sorry, we keep accidentally turning the timer off. Hello, Risques. Welcome in, welcome in. Glad that you're back. Congrats on getting the polyfill in the eyes. Hell yes, it's coming in. Awesome. Yeah, that is exciting. What kind of eyes did you get? Did you get like a set, an assortment? Ken needs to get more kawaii eyes because we use like all of them. Also, hello Dark Uli over there on Kick. We are doing our co-working stream, but unfortunately the commands do not work on Kick. So if you would like to join us on Twitch to participate, please do. And you can add things to the task list if you have things to do. So, kind of sad. In that 20-minute time, we only managed to get one thing done, which was make the bed. We did start doing our makeup. We were pretty much almost done. All we needed to do was our lipstick, but we're honoring the break time. Taking a moment to say hello to everybody. We are going to try and maintain no mic during promo time. And it also added a thing there on the task list for adding a kind of like a guide on screen or an explainer on screen to kind of show like, okay, if you would like to participate, use !help, which it will demonstrate right now. And that will show the commands for the task list. Kin is the only one that can control the timer. And we will also probably put, hi there, Darkuli. Thank you for joining over here on Twitch. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, we're gonna try and put an explainer up. We're gonna put like also like an explainer saying like during homo time, the Kin will have the mic off. Each timer, in case you come in the middle, is going to be about 20 minutes, or it'll update it for whenever it needs to change the time amount. But basically, yeah, that's what we're going to do here. So we got 2 minutes left on our break. But this is kind of how Pomodoros works. If you're not familiar with it, basically you set timers and you just, when the timer is going for work, you lock in and you try to do the work. And then you give yourself breaks to like stop, chat. And if you're doing it with other people, you're doing co-working with other people, you can stop and chat with others, talk about what you're working on. And then when the timer comes back, that's generally when everybody is technically supposed to lock in. You know, Ken isn't going to be snapping at people about getting active in chat. But okay. Yeah, cool, Dark Uli. Thank you very much for the follow and for participating. Yeah. Yeah, we're hoping to play. We're thinking about playing Marvel Rivals today, but we're not sure. We'd like to make some progress in Crystal Theater of Idols, maybe. But Marvel Rivals might be an easier pick up and put down kind of a game. We were trying to aim for 12:30 Mountain Time as being our end time, because our kids are home today, so we wanted to go and spend time with them before we come into the stream. We always try to make sure that they're okay, if they eat, if they need anything. Big brother's out there to take care of little sister too, so short of an emergency, Ken shouldn't have to get up. But that's part of the reason why I wanted to do Friday co-streams, because it's easier to kind of go deal with anything happening in the house when we're just doing co-working. Oh, so we got a 30 second notification here letting us know that we're gonna lock back in. Ken's going to turn its mic off again, and after we do that, we're gonna finish up our makeup, and maybe the next thing we're gonna do is the command guide, so that anybody joining will not be confused about why nobody's talking. All right, all right. We're back. We're back for some fun, chatting with Ken, hanging out, getting it done. We're all having a good time right now. So, finally managed to clear a few more items off the task list, and we were working on responding to messages there. But, Kim wanted to mention when I was trying to put on some makeup earlier, it doesn't know what's happening to its liquid eyeliner, but it seems to be leaking, and it's really sad because it really, really, really likes that eyeliner, but it's like all over Kin's hands. Thankfully, it didn't make a huge mess on Kin's face, but it was like, man, of course you have to act up when we're putting our makeup on for the first time on stream. Damn it! Like, look at this. It wasn't a little bit. Golly. Anyway, we're sorry. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining, Swizzle Stick. Not sure who did the follow, but thank you very much for the follow. We try to be lurker friendly here. Don't want to make people feel called out if they want to support. So that's why follows are anonymous. But thank you very much. Thank you very much, whoever did that. And everybody who stopped by or is hanging out, we appreciate it. It absolutely helps. We hope that everybody's having a good morning so far, that you guys feel productive. It's something that it seems like this was really needful to add this explainer on the screen so that at the very least people can understand, like, okay, this is how long the timers last, and if you're jumping in the middle somehow, you'll kind of have a better idea of like what's going to happen moving forward. Like each work timer is 20 minutes. We have 5-minute breaks between. And oh gosh, speaking of break, it needs its tea. Hold on a second. Hold up. All right. Yeah. Hello there, Adden Ross over on Kick. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's going to have to maybe consider doing. Thank you for the follow also. It appreciates that. Thank you very much. That's cool. That's great. Yeah, we're going to have to maybe consider, though, making the co-working streams in particular Twitch only, if only just because, or at the very least maybe putting up another text explainer saying like, okay, if you are not on Twitch and you're maybe watching on YouTube or watching on Kick, unfortunately, the interactive task list does not work for you. Which would be really embarrassed about if it actually has that title on the other streams. It might have mentioned that in the stream title, which is sad. It's so sorry we gaslit you. But yeah, no, so we're kind of trucking along with messages. We're trying to network with some people, also get back to some friends. We ended up adding make clips. We were kind of having like low hopes though, because of the way that we ended up starting. We ended up making the bed and then spending all that time putting on makeup and then trying to configure the stream a little bit better. So now it doesn't feel very likely that we're going to work on clips. But, we do need to make clips at some point this weekend. It's really, really important. We can't slack on that as much as we want to, as much as we want to be lazy about it. Damn it. We wish we were rich so we could hire an editor, but we can't. Actually, our bank account is in the negative, though. Today was supposed to be payday for hubby, so hopefully that'll be better. All right, we're gonna start focusing. So if you're working along with us, don't feel shy. You can add to the task list. But if not, don't worry about it. Just work alongside us, okay? Sounds good? All right, everybody, get back to it. Good luck. All right, and we're back. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, anybody watching over at Kick or on YouTube, they're still finding this maybe relaxing or helpful. Us peeps over here on Twitch, we're just kind of taking a break. This one, it looks like this one's gonna be a longer one. Huh, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and look at our notes here. So it looks like, okay. So every 3 sessions, we get one long break, and a long break is about 15 minutes. So maybe we should add that to our stream elements. Because there might be some sessions where we're going to do more than just... Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you, thank you. We were just talking about how we're talking about updating our text explainers on the screen right now. So for every 3 work session, like every 3 work timers, we're going to have one long break. And that'll be 15 minutes. So we can just kind of chill here for a minute. Just kind of chat, talk. Oh, you came from Instagram. Thank you very much, Hulkman. Welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Yeah, this is our first co-working stream. And we had to take a little bit in the beginning to kind of figure things out, but we're doing it. We're planning on doing this maybe every Friday morning. So for at least, let's see here, we have 4 promo timers scheduled for 20 minutes. And right now we're having a 15-minute break. So we should be done here, what, 1? Not 1, like noon? Noonish? Or 11:30. It doesn't know how to tell time. Anyway, it's okay. We're fine. But after that, we were talking about probably do Marvel Rivals. We'll do Marvel Rivals. We do want to keep playing Crystal Theater of Idols, get some progress in that game. Which, if you don't know what that game is, it is a new game that was released just a few days ago, it wants to say, or maybe a week ago. It's very reminiscent of like BioShock in some respects, but it kind of leans harder into the whole horror element, maybe. And it feels like it came from a Spanish dev, but not sure. Don't know too much about the actual development team, but very interesting game, very dramatic, very grim and gothy. But we were enjoying playing that, but not sure if we're going to do it today. It just feels kind of odd to chase this chill atmosphere with intense survival horror. So probably just going to do Marvel Rivals, goof off with some quick matches, and then we're probably going to call it around 12:30 MST. We might go a little bit over time, but that's kind of our aim. So anyway, as you can see on the explainers, if you're interested to add to the task list and you're not feeling too shy, you can use !task and then just type the name of the task. You don't need to put brackets. And then whenever you're done with that task, you can do ! done, and your tasks will have numbers. And each individual user will have their own little list. And if the list gets big, it'll cycle through everybody's. So right now, because Kin is the only one that's kind of got any tasks up there, that's why we only see that. But if anybody wanted to add, feel free, please do. And we are, we're trying to make this as easy as possible. So, like if you need help, just use !help. And that will give on screen, it'll show more lists or more commands that you can use for the task list. But currently we're the only ones that can use the actual Pomodoro timer. Maybe if somehow over time this grows and we maybe get a moderator or 2 or something, we can have maybe moderators or even subs add maybe requests to add more time or pause the timer or what have you. But for the moment, Kin is the only one that can control it, and it understands that there is the actual sounds for the timer. It might not be coming actually through on stream. We might try to tool around with this some more. Part of the reason why we were doing it that way is because when Kin was trying to test it on its own, the Pomodoros timer, unfortunately it caused there to be an echo over the audio, because Kin would hear it and then it would come up on stream at a delay. So, and Kin already has like an offset on time. So like this is what's happening right now, but then you guys are going to see it a few seconds later actually live on stream. So it really wanted to keep the noise to Kin, and then when the timer goes off, then it will say, okay, now it's time to relax, everybody chill out, take a moment to stretch, which sounds really good right now. Kin might do that. Kin might take a moment to stretch. You know? So we're thinking about doing that. But really so appreciative to the love that we've been getting today. It's been phenomenal this week. We've had a lot of people just kind of stop by, say hello, hang out, follow. The follows are huge. You know, it might not seem that big of a deal to anybody who even just kind of pops in, says hi, follows, and leaves. But that still helps us, believe it or not. In order to get affiliate, that is one of the requirements, is to have at least 50 followers. The other goal, of course, is to have 3 average followers for your streams. But we're working towards that. And it's been really nice. It's been really lovely, the support and the people stopping by, the genuine people, not the bots. And so, we appreciate it so much, you guys. Thank you very much. Right now, yeah, we really don't know what to do. We're probably going to just take a moment to kind of get up, stretch, drink some tea. Also, if you guys have not seen yet, we'll probably show it off again when somebody maybe comes back on. But we got a new sweater. We're really proud of our sweater. It totally fits our vibe. So, yeah. But if anybody is interested to maybe do Marvel Rivals with Kin, it's been thinking about doing that. It's been thinking about doing open lobbies, but mostly it just doesn't want to give off the impression to people that, like, oh, it's such a good player. Like, Kin is not an amazing player. It has always loved games like Team Fortress 2, Overwatch. So, of course, Marvel Rivals is something that attracts Kin. But, we don't have quite as much free time as we used to when we were playing Overwatch and Team Fortress 2. So, it's taken us more time to learn games like Marvel Rivals, especially because they keep changing. Like there's always these balances that they make to the characters, and they're adding new characters and sometimes new maps. And that can make it a little challenging for somebody who walks away and then comes back, and then walks away and then comes back. But we've been having a good time lately with some of our sessions, and it wasn't originally our plan to include a game like Marvel Rivals into our rotation. We thought we were doing... Oh, no problem, Risques. Welcome back. Glad to have you back. It was just kind of sitting here spitballing, gotta fill the empty air, but it was just talking about how I hadn't really been thinking about trying to get into Marvel Rivals. But, because it was trying to, like, cultivate this whole brand of, like, we're just doing the spooky things and the old things and indie things, and, we're still playing the indie games. We're pretty sure Crystal Theater of Idols is indie. Yeah, Rivals and Overwatch are great. We love games like that. It's just that we're not like super pros at it. So we're kind of anxious about trying to stream those kinds of games because it's so easy to get into the toxicity and have people criticizing your play. You know, Kin has a family and it can't be on here all the time. So while it would love to get better, it also remembers a time when it was playing Overwatch and it got a little too into it. And it started to kind of neglect the house and its duties as a mom. So, you know, and also just getting really bent out of shape over competitive. So far we have avoided competitive on Rivals, but we were thinking about getting into it. We were thinking about, like, maybe if we network with other people and find like some good people that we vibe with, or maybe just get used to accustomed enough to the game that we just throw our hands up and say, okay, that's okay, we don't care, because honestly there's so many things right now in Kin's life that it has to be grateful for, and it does not want to be throwing a tantrum over not being able to get out of silver or something, or gold. It was gold. It was a gold player, for the record. And by the time it stopped playing Overwatch, it had ended in diamond, but like low diamond. And it was hard to get there. Very, very hard. But it was also playing on a controller on PlayStation, so. One second. I need to take a minute to stretch and just like drink some tea, hydrate. All right. We got back. We're back. Sorry, I needed a minute. I just needed a minute. Our tea is cold and we're sad about it. Damn it. This is actually the tea bag from last night. We have the sleepy time tea. Our son went to his first dance last night, a middle school dance, and he was excited about it. He was so stoked. He wanted to go hang out with his friends. He didn't dress up or anything. So it was supposed to go till 10:30. And Ken was like, okay, cool, 10:30 is when we're going to go pick him up. So we go over there, and then we sit in the parking lot for, no joke, like 20 minutes. And it's like seeing all these kids come out, and then all of a sudden, like, the kids stop coming out, and it's like, boo-hoo, where's our child? Where is our cub? So we got out of the car and we went up to the glass doors, and there was all these people kind of cleaning up and putting stuff away. And it did see its son, which was a relief. But also, it was annoyed because he had not been looking at his phone and not paying attention to his messenger. And like, nobody was looking at the glass doors. So that was hell of annoying. Especially because Ken was standing there in his fucking pajamas. So, it just felt like a boob. And then, like, you have people also waiting in the parking lot, and it was just imagining them just looking over and going like, what an idiot. What is she doing? Because people always categorize Ken as a femme. But, which is understandable. It doesn't hate people. It doesn't like playing pronoun police. It really doesn't. But, man, when we finally got their attention and he came out, it was annoyed. It was like, dude, we know that you're new to going out. We know that you're new to, like, going and doing your own thing and being out of the house and then using your phone as, like, your only point of contact. But you're going to have to get better at looking at your phone, homie, because that was annoying. Like, these days, and on Sundays, that's why Sundays sometimes it struggles a little bit towards the end of the stream. But it's been going to bed around, like, 9:30, 10:30. So it was annoyed with him. But we kind of smoothed it out. And he didn't want to ruin his night. And it was like, okay. But just, you got to learn to look at your phone, man. Please. Anyway, we're going to go back to doing what we're doing. This is our final Pomo timer. After that, we will be done. And we're going to switch over to Marvel Rivals. Because, anyway, All right, we're gonna silence the mic.